In this video, you'll learn how to add and maintain an associate in Sunlight. Let's start off by going to the maintenance menu, and then click on Associate. An associate is someone who works for a company that you are partners with. So let's select the partner JBS Consulting, and we'll add a new associate to that partner by clicking the Add button. The status bar at the bottom left of the screen will display a message that a new associate has been added. Also notice that the change date time and create date time is updated to the current date. In the future, the change date time will update whenever a change is made. When a new associate is created, they are given default values based on their partner company. This associate is Jennifer Young, and her username is jyoung. So let's update her name information and change her title to consultant. Next, we'll update Jennifer's address. The default address is copied from JBS Consulting's headquarters, so we'll change this to Jennifer's office address. There is room for 5 different instant messaging addresses. Jennifer has a Microsoft, Skype, and AOL address, so we'll change those 3. On the right side of the page is the active checkbox, which is used to indicate whether an associate is currently active or not. Underneath is the Show in Calendar checkbox, which controls if Jennifer will be visible as a resource on the calendar. In Jennifer's case, we'll accept the defaults. We'll update her hourly rate, which is $150. The user role for an associate is initially set to associate. Associates have limited permissions, and if you need to add more permissions, you can do so by creating a new associate role. The email address should be set to the primary email used to contact this associate. In Jennifer's case, it will be her JBS Consulting email address. Since JBS Consulting is a fictitious company, we'll put the Brilliant Idea software website in the website address box. We'll also update the phone numbers to Jennifer's office, mobile, and home phone, and fax number. The Notes box can contain any notes that relate to Jennifer, and the Zoom button can be used to view a larger notes box. Let's click on that. Here we'll add a note for Jennifer, no time restrictions, and click OK. Let's save the changes made to Jennifer and go back and view the other features on this page. Next to the username box is a button that is used to set and reset an associate's password. A password must be given for the user to log in, and if the user forgets their password or becomes locked out, this is where the password can be reset. The map icon next to the city allows you to open an internet browser with a map of the associate's address. Sunlight uses Bing Maps by default, but you can switch the map type to Yahoo or Google if you choose to. Next to the email box is a link to send an email to the associate. This opens a new message in your default email program that is addressed to the associate. Next to the web address is a link that will open the web address in your browser. The button at the top right corner of the page will send the associate detail to a report, which can then be saved or printed. A convenient feature of Sunlight is the ability to import and export contacts with Microsoft Outlook. The icon next to the email link button allows you to save the current associate's contact information as an Outlook VCF card. I'll click on the icon and you can see that Outlook opens up with Jennifer's information. If you have an Outlook contact you wish to import into Sunlight, you can do that as well. Let's search for Larry Miller and save his contact information to a vCard file by going to Save As and Export to vCard file. All you have to do is open the folder where the .vcf file is saved, and click and drag the file onto the associate box near the top of the page, like this. And now Larry has been added as an associate. There are a few things specific to Sunlight that will need to be changed, such as the hourly rate and major metro area. Let's save the changes to Larry and take a look at an associate who has been in the system for a while, Bob Baldwin. Now we'll move on to the Documents tab. This page allows us to manage documents that belong to the selected associate. At the bottom of the page is the Upload box. Just drag any document onto this box and click Upload to attach the document to the associate. At the top of the page is the Document box. This box will show you all the documents that belong to the current associate. Bob doesn't have any documents yet, so let's add one. Here's a copy of Bob's resume. Let's drag and drop it over the Upload box. The document is now ready to be uploaded, so let's click on the Upload button. Now you can see that Bob has a document. Some basic information of the document is available, and you can also download or delete the document too. We'll add a short description to the document and save the changes. Now we'll take a look at the Codes tab. The purpose of the Codes tab is to make it easier to integrate Sunlight with other business applications. For Bob, we'll add a 6-digit number for one of his codes. This number is used by a billing system application. Instead of clicking the Save button, let's go ahead and click on the next tab, the Approvals tab. You can see a message has popped up, asking if we want to save the changes we've made on the Codes tab. This feature is a great backup just in case you forget to save any changes you've made. Let's click Yes and continue. The Approvals tab allows you to set the employee who is in charge of approving time cards and expense reports for the associate that is currently selected. For Bob Baldwin, Judy Champion approves both his time cards and expense reports. The Skills tab allows you to assign skills to the current associate. The box on the right displays Bob's skills, and the box on the left holds all potential skills for an associate. We'll select Integration Services and add that to Bob's selected skills, and we'll change his rank from Beginner to Average. You can change selected skills as well. Since Bob has become more experienced with SQL Server, we'll change his rank from Learning to Average. Also, a Notes box is available if you need to add notes regarding an associate's selected skills. Let's click Save and move on to the Resource Group tab. A resource group helps you classify and organize your associates, and this page allows us to add and remove resource groups from the selected associate. Since Bob lives in Oregon, we will assign him to the West Support Resource Group. Finally, the Relationships tab allows you to view all projects, expense reports, and time cards that relate to the selected associate. For all three of these boxes, you can double-click on an item to view more details. Here we can see the SSRS project that Bob is assigned to. To go back to the associate page, all you have to do is click the back button on your browser. And that's the basics of how to add and maintain an associate in Sunlight.